All right, so next up with working with multiplying and dividing and doing everything we can with exponents is power of powers. So now we see something a little bit different. There are parentheses involved in these kinds of problems. So we have 2 to the 5th, okay, and it's inside the parentheses, so we want to kind of take care of those things first. And then that is being done 3 times, okay? So if I write out 2 to the 5th, looks like this. That's what's inside of our parentheses. But if I write it out 3 times, okay, how many 2's do I have all together? Is there a faster way than counting them out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so 2 to the 15th power. Okay, be looking for that shortcut. And then x to the 2nd looks like this. X times itself twice. That's what's inside of our parentheses, right? And then we're doing that 4 times. So I'm going to multiply that by itself 4 times. Okay. So now how many x's do I have all together? Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that right there, that's going to be the simplest answer we can get for this one. But the one above, we can get a little bit, we can go one step further because we can get a value for 2 to the 15th power. Okay, so 2 raised to the 15th power is going to equal 32,768. Okay, so what's our shortcut? Did you see anything jump out to you? It's not like when we were adding before, when we were multiplying, we just had to add up our exponents. It was like kind of like a multiplication party. Well, here our parties get bigger way faster, right? So 5 groups of 3 or 2 groups of 4, what are we doing right there? Well, hopefully you saw it. We are multiplying our exponents. Again, jot that note down. We want to know what the shortcuts are because we're trying to make our lives easier, right? Okay, so now we're going to look at negatives, okay? If I have problems that have negative numbers, I might say 5 to the negative 2nd, or maybe I have 1 over 5 to the negative 2nd. So you need to be familiar with the way those look. And if we have 5 to the negative 2nd, just like any number that you can have, you could just put it over 1, okay? Like I'm 40 years old, so I'd say I could put on my birthday cake 40 over 1 as a candle, right? It'd be kind of weird. I'm a little bit of a math nerd. I don't think I would go that far, but 5 to the negative 2nd could be just put over 1. So when you follow the rules of exponents, it actually becomes 1 over 5 to the positive 2nd, okay? So basically you flip it. You're doing the reciprocal, okay, and you're making your exponent a positive in that example, okay? So over here, I'm starting with my negative exponent downstairs, okay, down in the denominator, and I'm going to flip it. I'm going to find my reciprocal, and it's going to be the positive, okay? So if it starts out negative, your sign will be positive. It starts out positive. It's going to stay snug in the bug and rub right where it's at, okay? So we're going to say, okay, if it's negative, we're going to move from the numerator to the denominator, or the denominator up to the numerator, and simplify it. So this one's simplified to be 1 over 5 to the 2nd, or 1 over 25, and this would be just plain old 5 squared, or 25. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these examples. If I have 3 to the negative 2nd, I know that I'm going to put that over 1, okay, and I'd have to flip it and get that reciprocal, so it would be 1 over 3 to the positive 2nd power, or 1/9. Right here, my exponent is negative. It's downstairs. So I like to tell my students a lot of times, think of it kind of like an apartment. And if your exponent's negative, it wants to move to the other level, okay? So if no one's upstairs, or that 1 is upstairs hanging out, our x actually wants to move upstairs, and when it does, it becomes positive. It's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm moved where I want to go. And then if no one else is downstairs, you can just put a 1 down there. But if nothing else is down there other than that 1, this is the same thing as just x to the 9th, okay? Over here, we have 4 to the negative 2nd and 5 to the positive 2nd. So one of our exponents is negative and wants to move, and one of them doesn't. So again, what I tell my students is I'll say, build an apartment, and the 5 is happy. He wants to stay upstairs. He's got a positive outlook. He's got a positive exponent, wants to stay up there. 4 wants to move downstairs, 4 to the positive 2nd. And then once we've done that, we can simplify, right? We can say, okay, well, this is 25, and that's 16 and that would be a fraction that you can have to simplify that expression. Okay. Last but not least, x to the negative 8th. Build an apartment if there isn't one, and we've got an exponent that's negative. That's going to be 1 over x to the positive 8th. The 8 moved downstairs and became positive.